Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda, and of course today is a Face Mask Fridays video. As always, we're gonna start with our makeup or wipe, and then we're gonna go in with this mask that I found. It says Deep Clean Blemish Be Gone 1 Pre-Treated Facial Sheet Mask with Tea Tree and Vitamin E. So I know I haven't really done a face mask Fridays video in a while, but I finally decided to switch over to the more moisturizing face masks just because it is getting cold here in Maine. It's not quite winter yet officially, but it is getting really, really winter-like. There's, snow and it's cold and all those things, so I kind of figured that doing a peel-off mask is probably not very good for my skin right now, that it would probably be better to start the stuff that was moisturizing, so that way it would be better for my skin. So, and then we'll go back to the peel-off ones when it starts getting cold again. So I think I might start doing like I did before, where I save all the sheet masks for the winter, and then the peel off ones are in the warmer weather, so that way I have more moisture added. So I haven't really gotten Ipsy in a while, but I've been thankfully finding the sheet masks in places, so I think that'll be a thing that happens, is every time I find sheet masks over the summer. Oh gosh, I hope this comes out. It's not like stuck. There it goes. Oh, this one's kind of neat. It's got like a paper on the other side. So it's got a paper that you just take off. Then you just fold that one back up. It's been a while since I've done a regular sheet mask. Cold. I did a lot of these when I had Ipsy, and then I stopped getting Ipsy, but I still wanted to do the Face Mask Fridays videos. Like, I had a lot of leftover stuff from Ipsy, so it took me a while to get through it. So, it took quite a while for me to get through all of the stuff that I had for Ipsy. So, I was like trying to find stuff over the summer. Alright, so we're gonna wipe the stuff off my hands, and we got that on. These ones I thankfully found at like a liquidation type store that we have here in Maine called Martin's. They had like a bunch for $1, so I grabbed like 4 of them. And then I think I've showed this before, but a soothing gel mask, watermelon and aloe. So figured that would probably be good for the winter too. So again, I'll probably start looking for those. I always forget that I don't like the little lip pieces, just because the little lip pieces don't really stay very well. So that part's kind of always. But I'm hoping to get back into filming my Face Mask Fridays videos. We've been super busy this month because of course it's Christmas this month and it was my birthday, and so there were a lot of videos that I wanted to do this month that I just did not get a chance to. So there's always next year. Didn't do our I might do our stocking video still next week. I know it's gonna be like super late, but in case anybody wants to see it still, we'll do that. I know towards the end of the month after Christmas, I'll be filming a bunch of planner videos for next month. So most of January's videos will be planner related. Probably my Owl Crate box thrown in too. So, we are, oh, alright. So, February's, I think we might try to do like a day in the life video, and then we might do, I think we'll do like the prep for our Valentine's party and like what we do for that, and the actual day. So that will I think be a video, like maybe all the prep that goes into doing their own little homeschool class party and then the actual party. So and like the things that we do on that day for their like homeschool class party. So and then March usually starts warming up again, so hopefully, or at least somewhat warmer. I know sometimes we have like bad weather still, but I'm hoping that this winter is a little milder and that it isn't too long this year. So I also figured I would talk about some of the books that I've been reading. I think the last time I did a Face Mask Fridays video, I was reading Stephen King's Fairy Tale, which was like around Thanksgiving. I had gotten it for my birthday and I figured I would read that one, and so I did finally finish it. It took longer than I expected. If you're looking for something like different and just something different to read that isn't like a normal premise, I would highly suggest that one. It is long because Stephen King is very wordy, but I would highly suggest that one. It's not scary like his other ones. It's just it's got like other fairy tales mixed into the story, so it was definitely interesting to read, but it did take me longer than I had planned. I also started Spells Trouble by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. They did the House of Night novels, and they also have quite a few other books come out. Spells Trouble is the Sisters of Salem series, and I am currently in Omen's Bite, which is the sequel to it. So it's a set of twin sisters who are magic and stuff, and are witches, and goes through they go to do a spell one night, and their mom dies, and that just goes through the whole thing of like the trees are sick, and so the second one kind of picks up on that and is a continuation, trying to figure out they thought they fixed it, but they didn't, and the sisters are mad at each other. And so I honestly love PC Cast and Kristen Cast's books. The House of Night novels I read I really liked. Really like Spells Trouble, and Omen's Bite is really good so far. They do have a third one coming out in January called Hex You, so I'm really excited for the third one to come out too. So I'm only about like a quarter of the way through this book. They're really small books. They're only 300 pages. So if you're looking for something that's a bit of a smaller read, I would highly suggest that too. So I have one other book that I'm going to read after this to kind of round out the year. And it's one that I'm hoping to read with one of my really good friends. So, and I think after that I'll have read like 42 or 43 books for the whole year. So my reading goal for this year was only 35 books. So, and then I think after that I'll obviously start on my January TBR, which will probably be a video sometime coming in January also, when I go over my planner stuff. I got a reading planner in one of my Owl Crate boxes my Owl Crate box last month, and usually I'm a one planner kind of person, but I thought that it would be kind of neat to use it since it was a little more in depth. Like, you could pick out what books you wanted to read for the month, and it had monthly wrap-ups where like you taught give the ratings for the books that you read, and all that jazz. And so I think it's gonna end up being my like travel journal for when we do stuff next year. I think for January, February, and March, where we probably won't be out as much, I'll use it for like a quote of the day or something that I really liked about that day, or maybe a journal quote or a journal prompt or something. So figured that one would be good too, since we do the 1,000 hours outside challenge. So I can write down how many hours we did for the day and then be able to record it when we get home in my catch-all, and just kind of things like that. Like, if we ended up doing something extra. Oh, this one's supposed to be, look at that, it broke. Anyway, so keep track of our 1,000 hours outside hours. If we end up doing some homeschooling stuff that I didn't originally have planned and that got added later, things like that, I can kind of keep it as notes for when we're out and about, so I'm not trying to go back and remember everything. So like, if we did story time one day and then we ended up doing like a museum trip after, I can write down all the things that we did at story time and the museum trip while we're out, so that way when I get home I can make sure that I have it written down. So I figured that would be kind of cool. So this month has been kind of weird. Haven't really felt Christmassy. Like, I know the kids are excited for Christmas and I'm excited for them to get their gifts, but other than that, like, just haven't really felt very Christmassy. So and we have a book basket exchange coming up with a couple of friends, which I'm excited for. Never done one before, so that'll be fun. And yeah, I think I'm more excited for Christmas to be kind of over, so that way January, February, and March we can kind of like just take a collective deep breath and just we can go through things in the house and get rid of things, or at least maybe not like get rid of things, but at least kind of like have them bagged up in the garage for when the weather warms up, and either sell it on Mercari or donate it. Also I have a goal for January, February, March to read through my TBR bookshelf and get as much read as possible. So you'll see one of the things in my planner in my monthly TBR thing that I made myself kind of fill in the whole thing with different books on my shelf. I don't think I'll read every single one of them, of course, because there's like 20 spots or something, but I figured just as like a way to keep myself held accountable, that I'll just pick, like, I'll write in my monthly TBR of books that sound interesting, and then I'll just pick books from that list and fill them in as I'm reading them. And then, after the month is over, if whatever's still left, I'll like do the same thing for February. I'll go through, pick out, like, I'll fill my TBR list up, and then read what I can from those, and then the same thing for March. Whatever's left, I just write a list out, and then I read what I can from those, and continuing on. So the hope is that I get as much of my TBR read before the library bookstore opens back up. It usually opens on April 1st, and so I don't know, we'll probably go on the grand opening And then I also found the 2 bookstores that are closest to us. There's one about 45 minutes away, and then there's one a little over an hour away. So I know that we're going to end up in both of those places quite frequently this summer. So again, just trying to get my TBR caught up. I've kind of already gone through it and weaned out stuff that I don't think I'm going to read. So and then what I'll do is I'll have like a tote in the back of my car, and then every time we hit a free little library, we'll just kind of take books from there and fill it up. So, and then, once it's empty, obviously I'll bring it back, and as I'm reading it, I'll either just toss it in there while we're out and about, or, I'll kind of start all over, and, once again in August, I'll maybe put it back in the car, and while we're driving around, just kind of fill up all the free little libraries. So, but that's about it. I think I'm hoping to have like quite a few ideas for filming for the next couple of months, just because we are not doing as many things. So, I'm really hoping to make sure that I still keep up on filming. That's something that I would like to do over the course of the next year still, is, keep being consistent as possible. It has been super challenging this year just because, of being busy and stuff, and, some of my videos aren't as good as other ones, but I think that might be another goal for my vision board this year, is to keep filming. So, as always, I thank you for watching my videos, and I hope you have a great day.